What if the Roman Empire never fell? No Dark Ages, no divided Europe, and maybe no world as we know it today. Think about it. In 476 AD, Rome collapsed and everything changed. Roads broke down, trade slowed, knowledge was lost, and Europe entered what we now call the Dark Ages. But what if that never happened? If Rome had stayed strong, society wouldn't have reset. It would have kept building. The Romans already had advanced engineering, massive road networks, organized government systems, and some of the most impressive architecture the world had ever seen. Instead of disappearing, that progress would have continued for centuries. And that leads to the first big change. No Dark Ages. Without that collapse, Europe wouldn't fall into chaos. Education and knowledge wouldn't be lost. Libraries would grow instead of burn. Innovation wouldn't stop. It would accelerate. Now imagine what that does to the map of Europe. Without Rome falling, Europe likely never splits into dozens of smaller kingdoms. There's no feudal system, no constant wars between neighboring countries fighting for power. Instead, you'd have one dominant superpower controlling most of the continent. Rome wouldn't just survive, it would dominate. No England versus France. No confusing mix of empires rising and falling. Just one unified system stretching across Europe and possibly beyond. And here's where things get even more interesting. Technology. The Romans were already ahead of their time. They built aqueducts that carried water for miles, created concrete that still lasts today, and designed cities with plumbing, roads, and infrastructure that many societies wouldn't match for over 1,000 years. Now imagine that progress never stopping. Without collapse, knowledge is preserved. Scientists build on past discoveries instead of rediscovering lost ideas. Innovation keeps stacking on top of itself. We might have reached the Industrial Revolution hundreds of years earlier. Electricity, engines, and advanced cities could have come far sooner than they did in our timeline. The world today might be centuries more advanced, but there's another side to this. Power. If Rome never fell, it might never have loosened its grip. A single empire lasting for thousands of years could mean less freedom, less cultural diversity, and more centralized control. Instead of many nations with different identities, you might have one dominant culture shaping everything. Or maybe Rome expands even further. Imagine Roman influence reaching the Americas long before Columbus. Roman trade networks stretching deep into Asia. A world where Latin-based languages dominate nearly everywhere. One empire, one system, one global identity. And that leads to the biggest question of all. If Rome never fell, would we even exist the same way? The collapse of Rome set off a chain reaction. It led to the rise of new nations, new ideas, and eventually the modern world we live in today. Change that one moment and everything changes. Your country, your culture, even your daily life could be completely different. So would a world where Rome never fell be better or worse? Let me know what you think. And if you enjoy exploring alternate history like this, make sure you subscribe because we're diving into another what-if scenario very soon.